It's a business, so I mean, there's no such thing as a free lunch. Men's fashion has evolved like hugely. When I started out, I mean, there was basically no such thing as men's fashion.
I think customization and personalization can never be taken away. There's no trend that can take it away because it's made for you.
I think something that stands out is what makes me sort of different from the rest. That's just me, and I believe in that, and I think that's what sort of makes me sort of different from the rest.
So even if you're someone who hates wearing a lot of things, there are tons of accessories out there. I would say invest in maybe a couple of statement accessories to just look away from the crowd, to look different.
Tell me some of the ridiculous demands or the Bollywood-like demands that come with these kind of clients.
Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to the Backbench Masterclass. Today, we are with the legend of Bangalore fashion himself, Mr. Manoviraj Khosla. So, I don't think you need any introduction on this podcast, but if I were to ask you, were you a backbencher in school and college?
I was behind the backbenches.
All right.
Not just the backbenches. I was way behind the backbenches.
So, give me a little introduction about yourself. How did you start off in this journey?
Well, I used to study in Doon School in Dehradun, and there was nothing really fashionable about the school. It was a great school, but I mean, fashion was not something that was sort of encouraged or even discussed in school. But at the age of 15 in Doon is when I sort of decided to become a fashion designer for some reason. I think I just got exposed to fashion, and my mom was very into fashion, and we used to travel a lot, and so I was always exposed to it. And in Dune, I sort of started, talking more, and I was reading GQs and stuff like that, and I just got sort of very involved in it. And the legendary Raunak Khosla, who was no relative of mine, but he was the first fashion designer actually out of India. And he was also from Dune. He was also a DOSCO. And I used he was much senior to me. He'd passed out of school way before I joined. And I used his example with my parents, and said that's exactly what I'm going to study, and sort of finished school with really bad marks. And my dad made me sort of do my BCom because he said, "Oh, this is going to fall flat, and I'm going to have to find you a job. So at least you should have a BCom degree." So I did that. How I got that, even I don't know. But having done that, I actually then went to London. I studied fashion, and that was it. And then I came back to India. I worked in Delhi with export houses. I worked with different brands for a little while, and then just sort of set up my own studio, and that was it.
So, throughout this entire journey, what pivoted you to jackets and these fancy prints and designs on them?
Well, I've always sort of my fashion and my sense of design has always been a little more out there. I mean, it's not. I don't have a very conservative style, so to say. And so I like sort of bright colors. I like over the top stuff. I mean, I do conservative stuff also, but I mean, I like to play with funky prints, and I like to play with different fabrics, and I like to mix them and blend them together. And this was just an idea. I mean, everybody wears a trucker denim jacket, and I just figured let's sort of reinvent the jacket and sort of turn it around a little bit and make it a little more interesting, so that people can just wear it to parties, to wear it to clubs, wear it, wherever they want to go when they're going out, or even just hanging out, or you're traveling or whatever. You can just slip on a jacket, because all you have to do is actually just wear a pair of jeans, a t-shirt, and just slip this on, and you're dressed up.
So you worked with some fantastic clients in the past, right? You've had celebrity clients, you've had the king of good times himself. Tell me some of the ridiculous demands or the Bollywood-like demands that come with these kind of clients.
Uh, well, I don't think they're ridiculous demands which come from Bollywood or any celebrities. It's just that you can be clear about one thing: nobody's paying for the clothes. Okay,
Is it?
everything. Yeah, you have to give. Not only do you have to give the clothes free, 90% of the designers are paying stylists a lot of money to promote their clothes with XYZ celebrity or whatever. And but that's how the industry works. I mean, we get calls from stylists all the time, send us this, but that the same stylist will then tell 10 other designers also to send clothes for one particular thing. And then that guy, whoever the celebrity is, decides what he wants to wear.
And if you want an exclusive, then you have to pay the celebrity as well. If you don't want, then of course the stylist always, if you have the stylist on your payroll, then the stylist sort of promotes you more.
All right.
So yeah, it's a business. So I mean, if there's no such thing as a free lunch.
So you're telling me anytime I see a post of XYZ actress or actor wearing designer clothes, that's just a paid promotion for them. It's not something
Of course,
that
it's paid. I mean, don't ever think that celebrity has paid for those clothes. No celebrity pays for clothes. Everything is free. Sometimes you even have to pay the celebrity to wear that, and that's not just in India. I mean, it's anywhere in the world. You think on the red carpet, all these celebrities who are wearing XYZ designer have actually gone and bought those clothes. Nobody's bought those clothes. Everything is free. Not only clothes, even jewelry,
Yeah.
the shoes, everything, anything that is being worn, which is prominent by anybody of any consequence, is all not only free, sometimes you have to pay them to actually wear it.
Jesus, all right. So, sir, today when I see men's fashion, right, I see a completely different game than what it was 10 years ago. Back then, it was just kurtas and pants or shirts and jeans, but now there's all these cuts, there's different fabrics and designs on it. So, what is the evolution you've seen in men's fashion, and how do you think you've also brought it about?
Oh, men's fashion has evolved like hugely. When I started out, I mean, there was basically no such thing as men's fashion. You'd go to a party, women would dress up, the guy would come in t-shirt and jeans. I mean, that was it. And it just used to be so frustrating. But that has evolved, and men have become more and more conscious, in every aspect of dressing, styling, whether it's grooming. I don't think men went for pedicures and manicures 40 years ago. Now they do. You know what I'm saying? They would go to a barber to have their hair cut. Now they go to a stylist, or someone who's more professional and styles your hair rather than just cuts it. So in every aspect, men have sort of evolved as far as their look is concerned. And I think that's great because, I mean, it's great for us, it's great for business, and it's great for everything and it's great because they're actually looking much better now than they ever were before. I mean, even fitness wise, I mean, earlier, men didn't really care. I mean, there were, of course, the guys who were really, the fitness freaks and everything, but the average Joe couldn't have been bothered about, having a paunch or, flabby sort of body and stuff like that. Today, everyone's in the gym and everybody's all toned up and coloring their hair and, getting that chisel look. But that's what it is. Everybody wants to look good today.
Fair enough. So I also wanted to understand one thing, which is the wedding industry today, right? How do you feel that it's evolved? And do you think that jackets are going to be a part of it in terms of wedding fashion?
Jackets have always been a part of wedding fashion. The bangala, the sherwani, the tuxedo, whichever way you look at it. I mean, jackets have always been a part of, weddings. And that is evolving, and, people are sort of twisting and turning the jacket. Earlier, a bangala was just a typical black bangala. Today, we're doing printed velvet bangalas, we're doing embroidered bangalas, we're doing bangalas in a variety of fabrics, even, whether it's velvet or whether it's silk or whatever, I mean, there's so many different fabrics we're playing with, and there's so many different styles we're playing with, and embellishments that we're playing with. And I think that itself has sort of turned the game on its head, because it's fantastic because people are actually willing to experiment and they're actually willing to wear something, because every person who goes into a particular party wants to look different and wants to stand out from the rest.
Fair enough.
Which brings me back to the first thing which I was saying about not having a line of clothes which looks exactly the same as the other, because people do not want to look exactly like the guy they're standing next to.
So when you do these kind of custom clothings, you go very in depth of what the person wants, what they look like, their personality, or how do
Definitely.
you
I
customize?
mean, it's the most important thing is to make somebody something which is going to look good on them. They need to be able to carry it off. If you go and style somebody in a way where that person can't carry it off, then your clothes are going to look like a disaster. He's going to look like a disaster, and then it's going to be a bad name on you. So you actually need to understand who this client is, what the function is, and what this person's personality is all about, and what his look is all about, and do it accordingly. And we do that, and that's why we do a lot of customization
and that's actually what works with a lot of people.
Fair enough. And I just wanted to know one thing. What do you think is the longest you worked on a particular piece of clothing or a particular design and item? Where do you feel that, your creative juices really start flowing and you really get into that process?
I think the longest I've worked is probably, on a particular garment would be, say, 6 months or 7 months. But that's because the embroidery is taking so long, So that's the basic process. The process is actually on what you're doing to that garment. So if you're doing, like, I've done intricate Kashmiri embroideries, for example. I mean, to do one jacket would take at least 6 months, So, and of course, the cost is also going to be high. But anything that you make which is going to be, something which has got a lot of, which is very labor intensive, like embroidery is, those things do take time. But then the end product speaks for itself. So I did my daughter's wedding lehenga in denim, and that really went viral. That took me about 4 months to make because of the embroidery we did on it, and we did this whole thing on denim, and it really worked. And I made my son-in-law also wear denim bandgala with denim shoes with embroidery and everything. And I think her lehenga looked just spectacular because it was just something that was so different. It stood out completely, and it really went viral. I mean, the whole press was talking about it. I know everybody was writing about it. And I think it sort of made a great impact. And, that's the thing, is the question is to think out of the box and to think something different. I mean, you go into any wedding and it's the same red lehenga with slightly different embroidery, or, it's just, or it's a beige or it's off-white. It just, they all look the same, I mean, yes. And the people are spending an arm and a leg on those embroidery, I mean, on those lehengas and stuff like that and those sherwanis. But everything just looks like what the guy wore some other guy wore at a wedding a week before, and someone else wore at a wedding a week before that. So nothing is sort of that, which just stands out and leaves that impression in your mind that, wow, that was a one-off thing. And I think that's what I like to do with fashion, is to make a statement where people remember that one particular thing and where everything is not the same as the next guy.
Fair enough. So you dream of those kind of weddings where people just have stopped copying, Virat and Anushka, and now they're expressing themselves in their clothing.
Yeah, why would you want to copy someone else, what someone else has worn? Someone else has worn that. And not just someone else has worn that, 2,000 other people have worn something which is similar to that. You go to any street in Bombay, Delhi, Bangalore, any sort of commercial area where there's sort of 300 lehenga shops, and you'll find a million things which look almost the same as that. Okay, they would not be the same because, designers sort of do stuff which is a little more exclusive now. But the look overall is almost the same. It's that same typical sherwani and the same typical lehenga which you see everywhere. So, I mean, and I'm bored with that. And I think something that stands out is what, I don't know, that's just me. And I believe in that. And I think that's what sort of makes me sort of different from the rest.
Hey Raunak, so we've just done a segment where we've done a legend in the industry himself, a titan of the industry.
Right.
Now I want to go on the other side, a youthful competitor starting about in the industry.
Right.
I think you are like a backbencher, so I think you fit the podcast perfectly. I know you as an entrepreneur, but take me through your various entrepreneurial experiences.
Awesome. Thanks for having me. I'm super excited. The funny thing is, I'm firstly quite happy, quite fortunate to be mentored and to be partnering with Manoviraj Khosla, right? Someone I really look up to. Coming to the topic of backbenchers, right? So I pretty much got everything that can, go wrong, right? Took up science, wanted to become an industrial engineer. Dad wanted me to be an IPS. So I was trying to be a little bit, aspirational, that maybe I'd want to do something of this, but also try to maybe juggle a lot of things. And I did everything that could possibly go wrong. And that's why I, was super confused. And that's why I was backbencher, because I just couldn't understand anything what was happening in my life, right? But anyway, like they say, better late than never. Finished all of that, but that sort of gave me an insight that that these are the things I don't want to do in life, right? So while I did all of it, I realized this is something that I'm terrible at. This is something that I don't think so I can educate myself in, and this is something that I cannot even possibly want to resonate close to. And I did exactly opposite because I knew what I was bad at, and then I knew what I could really do good, right? So my journey started off with, completing my master's from France. I did my fashion design and luxury management because I knew I wasn't the business guy, I wasn't the tech guy, I wasn't the science, I couldn't be the engineering. I could just understand colors and I could sketch and design really well, all thanks to my mom. Right, so I started painting and sketching quite a lot. So I kind of just went back and understood that what am I, and if today was my last day, and let's say, and there's one thing that could make me happy, and that's one thing that I could really do good, and I just went back to the drawing board and I'm like, wait, I think I can just style, I can tell people what to wear, how to look good, and I can sketch and I can draw. That's pretty much what my brain told me, and that's what I followed, right? So taking you through a little bit through my journey, finished my masters, got hit by COVID, came back, was trying to figure out what can I do, what can I not do, right? Trying to ponder. And then that's when I think the whole D2C space was sort of booming. I started a company called MetaMan, which is a men's jewelry brand. Which was quite exciting. It was my first, foot into the men's fashion industry. Post that, I launched, an athleisure brand called Notch, and I worked with a lot of other men's fashion brands in terms of styling and consultancy, just trying to understand what the whole market was about. And then I think, as time would have had it, I always wanted to do something in the clothing and apparel, and I said, who better to start with if not for Manoviraj, and that's the inception of Rascasse.
So Raunak, with the audience that you target today, that is a Gen Z, Gen Y kind of audience, and an audience that picks something new every day, how do you tackle that challenge?
So there are two ways to look at it. Right, like while everyone wants to wear something different, everyone wants to look stylish and wants to look confident, we have something called as the capsule collection, where we curate around 10 to 15 designs which we think are really fun, really unique, right, which goes up on our website, and where we can customize those sizes for you. Then that's our curation, right? While on the other side, we have something called as the Rascasse Reserve, which is the collaboration collection. Right now, the whole part where, today is all about experiences, right? Something that you sort of remember, it's a sort of a memory sake. That's where all the custom work comes in. So what we do is, with the Reserve collection, we have different individuals from different backgrounds, from business, artist backgrounds. You have people from sports, etc. We customize a jacket for them based on the kind of event that they're looking forward to and their personality, right? And that becomes like a standalone 3-piece limited edition Reserve collection for Rascasse. And I think what we've seen with a lot of people that we design for and we style for, they love the experience of being told what colors would look good on them, what wouldn't, what things to do the right way, and what things which are done the wrong way. A little bit of education on styling. And at the same time, I think they love the fact that they're able to collaborate on a creative project where, you're a partner with me while designing the jacket. It's not just that I'm selling a jacket and I'm styling you. You also love the fact that you're trying to see what color you don't have in the wardrobe. You're trying to experiment with a different color, something you maybe want to surprise, let's say your family, your friends, or your loved one, right? So you're trying to do something away from the usual, but at the same time, you also love the creative process of trying to design a different trim, trying to design a different fabric, and trying to make sure that you could do something different this time. So I think the whole collaborative creative process is what people really enjoy. So while we have the standard capsule collection online, we have the custom Reserve collection where people come to the store, and then it's something that it's a journey where we love to tell them what to wear and not what to wear, and we try to make sure that they look like the hero or the heroine of that evening or of that day.
Raunak, in terms of fashion is all about trends, right? And with the target demographic that you and I are, where do you see fashion heading? Do you think that everything is just going to be D2C online? Or do you really feel that people do crave that store experience, the customization, the touch and feel of fabric?
Right. I feel a bit of both, of course, as cliche as this answer could be. But if I just had to take you through, a sort of a customer journey, or in that format, if you look at something that people would wear and take along with them, where there are a lot of people present in a party and you'd want to show it off, let it be like a watch, a piece of watch, or a pair of shoe, where you want to show it off and where it's visible, people would want to spend more money, right? And when you want to spend more money, that means it calls in for vanity. When it calls in for vanity, it's expensive. When it's expensive, you want to maybe touch and feel. Simple. So that means you want to probably go feel that product and buy it, because you're paying something, which is something quite off, let's say, your paycheck, right? Because it's expensive. So that's that. But as you see the customer journey, like once you go away from the world of, let's say, parties and going out and meeting, and as you take your customer journey back home, let's say, you're back home, you're in your comfort zone, let's say you're wearing a pair of pajamas, right? And then you probably want to just chill, take a face wash, or just wear something comfortable. So there you wouldn't really buy something very expensive. You'd buy something that's just comfortable, that does the job, right? So while I look at it, all the products, or in the fashion industry, which will cater to, let's say, skincare, personal care, comfort wear, etc., which is homebound, would completely go on D2C, easy, accessible, fast, probably go on your quick commerce, etc. Things that you really want to show off, things that you've really worked for, something that you've always wanted to buy, gift yourself, which is either costly or expensive, very subjective, that would want a particular experience, right? Your first watch, your first luxury car, your first, let's say, a Rascasse jacket that you've designed, right? So all of that would call in for an experience. Experience calls in for a little bit of luxury, and that calls in for offline, because you can't do that online. So I think once you've cracked that offline, and then I think the repeat customer would want something because he loves the product, could probably do the transaction online. But that's that. So if you're looking at something premium luxury, you'd want to do offline. If you're looking at something that does the job, something that's easily accessible, something that's more in the grooming, personal care, comfort space, something that does not require you to show off, then you're looking at D2C. That's the simple answer, I'd say. A simple customer journey of how you need to look at. So tomorrow, if you're starting a product or a brand, you just need to know whether it's something that is used outside the house, something that's used inside the house.
So the distinction is simple. Founders are going crazy, trying to position their products here and there. But I think you've broken it down pretty simple into what distinguishes these kind of products for D2C and what shows a premium product, right?
Absolutely. That's that. And I think, like you said in the question earlier, I think customization and personalization can never be taken away. There's no trend that can take it away, because it's made for you. It's bespoke. It's it's made for you. It's that experience that you cannot transition that into the digital world. And Feel in Touch is here to stay, but it will get expensive as the years go by. But the whole question is dependent on what kind of product you want to sell, right? So I think you need to position yourself really right, and you can't sell something that is in the customer journey, which is, let's say, at the bottom of the hierarchy, but then you're completely going offline, because it's going to be expensive for you to go offline. But then you realize that this product is something that can be easily found or can be easily sold. So I think brand positioning is something that a lot of people should do a lot of recce on, and should do a journey of a product market fit. I do that for all my startups. The first 6 to 8 months, we just try to understand what the customers are liking, what's the right price point, and what are the feedback. So then you understand that if people want this product, at what price point, and how much are they willing to pay. And based on that, I think then you can position your brand, or whether you should do a mass brand, a premium brand, or a luxury brand.
So would you say the customer enjoys the experience of shopping and customizing as much as they enjoy the experience of wearing the outfit itself?
Yeah, more or less. I think a lot of people don't really have today the time to do a lot of offline shopping, right? Because Bangalore traffic and going out and removing time and buying a piece of let's say, garment or a jewelry for yourself, it's a time consuming process. So I think how you sort of need to look at it is, I see multi-designer stores in Bangalore coming up. If I had to talk for our city, because we're based here, multi-designer stores solving that problem in the city very soon. there are quite a few venturing in our city this year, and I'm quite excited. So it's something like a designer mall that I think it was something that Bangalore needed for a really, really long time, because every time you wanted to do shopping, you'd go to Bombay, Delhi, finish your shopping, and come back. And now with the whole rise of multi-designer luxury studios that are coming up, I hope that solves the purpose. So you don't have to break your head to go to a different, a mall or a different brand or a different store. You like something customized and personalized, and you know that a multi-designer studio will exactly give you that, and you just have to walk in and enjoy the curation, shop, and get out. Simple.
Raunak, I'm here in a white shirt and black pants today, right?
Right.
Help a guy out like me, help most of the guys out there who are just struggling with fashion, who don't know how to go about it.
Right.
Give me a one-stop shop tutorial as to how should a guy dress himself in your perspective.
Awesome. Okay, so in my opinion, honestly, it's very simple. It's not that hard at all, right? So, men, I'm gonna give you like a three-step policy, a three-step routine to just style yourself better, to make yourself look more confident, and to maybe accessorize better, right? So, one thing, the first. What you're going to do is make sure that whatever it is that you're wearing is a little structured. Gone are the days that you want to wear things that are quite baggy. That's comfort wear, right? And I love wearing baggy clothes as well, but I keep that, to the indoors, to the place where I'm really comfortable at. When you're stepping out here to make an impression, let it be your first meeting, you're going out on a date, you're going out on a party, you're probably going to work. I think structured clothes, something that are well structured to your body, whether you're healthy, built, that's irrelevant. Just something that's structured well for you. Simple rule, right? Second, policy is always, always, always wear the right shoe, right? So what happens is I've seen a lot of people wear, let's say, an amazing shirt and a pair of trousers, and they've just worn, let's say, a Nike sports shoes under it, right? That completely kills and destroys the entire, the silhouette of what you're trying to represent. So I would just say invest in a little bit of formal shoes, semi-formal shoes, and sneakers. So if you're wearing trousers and chinos, try to wear loafers. You have penny loafers, right? If you're trying to wear jeans, try to stick to some nice sneakers. And if you're going tad bit more formal, maybe you can wear your your formal shoes. But with that, just make sure that you are accessorizing things a little well. When I say accessorizing, coming to the third part, very simple. So I think anytime you are dressed well, right, of course, for you to sort of leave a small impression, there has to be one piece to you, to your body, that is like, oh wow, he's worn something, something that people are like, hey, that's really cool, right? Something about you, right? So it could be a watch, it could be a bracelet, it could be a pendant, it could be maybe a cap, it could be a really cool piece of backpack, or like maybe a laptop bag, just one thing that is fun, right? Something that is away from the ordinary. So this is where it comes with the whole style of accessorizing. So I would say accessorize a bit where you are leaving something worth statement onto your outfit. So even if you're someone who hates wearing a lot of things, accessories are backpacks, luggage, sunglasses, a nice pair of watch, maybe a bracelet, a piece of jewelry, right? So there are tons of accessories out there. I would say invest in maybe a couple of statement accessories to just look away from the crowd, to look different. So this is my three-step policy: structured fits, right? Second would be good footwear, and third would be accessorize a little differently.
And so if a guy today in Bangalore wants to, head out on his first date or
Yeah.
impress someone,
Right.
where can he find you for one of these jackets?
Awesome. I am available in Lavelle Road, number 14, Vital Malia Road, Manoviraj Khosla store, representing Rascasse in my capacity, where we are one-stop shop solution for styling and making amazing custom jackets for you. So if you're struggling trying to find the right outfit, you don't know what to wear, where to go, where to shop, I'll take care of all of it. Just take an appointment and we'll have you covered.
All right, this is great, Raunak. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rounak.